Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? My name is Muhammad Mustaqim bin Mustafa. My matric number is 11803886. And today I would like to make a review of two topics from Principles of Journalism by Dr Suriani Othman. Firstly, Chapter 2, entitled Principles of Journalism. This chapter will introduce to the readers about the basic principle of journalism from several points of view. This is the main idea of this chapter. The author presents the points from famous agencies which are related to journalism, such as BBC, Al Jazeera, the Poynter Institute, National Public Radio, and so on. The discussion is the readers to read and adapt the input given and make the comparison. Overall, every point of view have its own idea and thoughts, but there are certain points that seem like they were agreed about in journalism field. First, in context of journalism, the information in the writing should be accurate, as journalism has to be honest. Second, bias or unfairness should be avoided. Next, the journalist should mark in their mind that they are serving for people. Means any type of information that will be developed should be based on it. As within the journalism, we should not leave the matter behind. However, as we reflect today's situation, there are so many issues that seem break the guideline. For example, the news company owned by political party, which will give them the advantage through media to spread their propaganda, or the news that contain false information and sometimes related to sensitive issues. At the end, from the reading of this chapter, we know that the principle basically based on ethics. If we follow the guideline, it will be good and nice. But if we break it, then it will become a problem to us. Next, Chapter 3, entitled Islamic Journalism Ethics. From the chapter's title, we would know that the main idea. This topic discusses briefly about how the journalism should be done according to Islam. Basically, the author presents ideas from past research as discussion. The discussion's topic include the Islamic theory of communication, Islam and journalism, and also ethics and responsibility in journalism from Islamic perspective. In order to discuss and to understand the content, there are certain points that should be stressed. First, Islam has put the guidelines and basic concepts related to the Islamic communication, such as the concept of Tawheed, Amar Ma'ruf wa Nahi Munkar, Amanah, Taqwa, and Ummah. These basic concepts are important to understand before we go more deeper, especially in the journalism context. Second, we can see how the adaptation of Islam in journalism. There are some points that seem both of them, which is Islam and journalism, seem agreed, such as the truth should be main purpose, verification of information, fair and independence, balance, and also justice. These points are certainly same with the principle of journalism as we learned in chapter 2 before. Next, the ethics in journalism from Islamic perspective. Based on the concept above, the researchers present the guideline in journalism from Islamic point of view. This is including of how the good deeds as taught in Islam should to be applied in journalism. The journalists could apply the concept in order to develop their duties better. And lastly, the author concludes that there are four major points of Islamic perspective toward journalism, as stated in the last paragraph of this chapter, that we can understand. First, truth or truth-telling, or sidq and haq. Second, pedagogy or tabligh. Third, seeking the best for the public interest or maslahah. And last, moderation of wasatiyah. Overall, what we can learn from these two topics? First, ethics is very important to those who are involved in journalism fields. And second, from the research that have done before, we know that Islam is the best guidance and reference, especially in the context of journalism. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.